Alright guys, hey, so today I wanted to do a review of the rides at Playland / the PNE. It's located in Vancouver, Canada, and I just went there on the weekend, and there's a lot of rides there that I like, so I thought I would kind of try to rate them and talk about my favorites. So I would say number one is the Beast, which is this newer ride, and it's pretty amazing. So basically it's like this big pendulum basically. So you can imagine like the center part spins and you have this long arm that kind of goes back and forth. And so the seats are located at the bottom of that arm and they spin at the same time while it's going like this back and forth, and it goes up pretty dang high. There's parts where you're literally like upside down. And it's just exhilarating. I love that ride. It actually feels pretty safe, surprisingly, too. It does throw you around quite a bit. You don't really get so much of that free fall feeling. I think it's a bit different than like the Hellevator. Although I will say it did give me a bit of a stomach ache when I got off of it. But if you visit the PNE and you're into the thrill-seeking rides, that's definitely one of the best ones to check out. I think it's always a blast, and it doesn't feel too scary, I would say, or it doesn't feel too like dangerous, I would say. Whereas I feel like some rides like the wooden roller coaster and pirate ship for me feel a bit scarier to go on just because the bar is kind of loose. So those two are ones that I try to avoid. Let's see, another one that I really like is going on the Hellevator, and now I think this is a really fun ride to go on. And it's like, just like the name describes, it's like a really fast elevator basically. Like you're sitting and you're strapped in and it just shoots up and then it drops back down. And also like depends on when you go, I guess. If it's busier, I don't think they do this, but it'll stay up at the top sometimes and it'll be like stuck at the very top. And then you're just like sitting there like looking out and you're like, oh my God, I'm up super high. And it just drops randomly and you're just like, you just feel it like, oh my God, it's exhilarating. It's a fun one though. And it can be pretty scary, especially like, cause you're just kind of sitting there waiting for it to randomly shoot up and you're like when's it gonna go off, and then suddenly it's like poof, and then next thing you know, like you blink and you're like at the top of Vancouver. Like it's crazy. That's probably the most recognizable ride at the PNE because it's been there the longest and you can see it from outside, and if you're walking all around the park you'll see it. It's very similar to the Tower of Terror at Disneyland. I think that's got changed into the Guardians of the Galaxy ride now, but it's kind of similar. It's like a simpler version of that. Whereas I think with the Tower of Terror, it moves you around to multiple parts of the hotel, and one part goes up and down, the other part is more for like just transporting. Anyways, so another one that is really amazing is Atmosfear. This is probably like one of my top three for sure. And basically it's like this big swing. The center part is similar to the Hellevator where it rises up and down, although it is much slower in terms of rising up and down. And you're basically like, it's got these long arms on the side and they attach with swings at the end, and you sit at the end and it just kind of spins around while going up, and you get an amazing view of Vancouver, and I really like that ride. It's actually pretty peaceful up there. I guess if you're scared of heights, it can be kind of scary, but in my opinion, it's probably like one of my favorite rides there, and it's definitely a winner. Like it's actually kind of chill, and it's just the amount of like the views you get are just amazing. Definitely better views than the Ferris wheel will give you, I will say. Okay, so another one I can recommend is the Skybender, which is a pretty recent ride that they just added. I think it replaced an older ride called Music Express. I used to go on that one a lot before. I'm kind of sad that it's gone, but I will say Skybender is definitely a winner. And basically how it works is it's like another swing ride, right? But you're basically just close to the ground on this one, and it's sort of got these like seats, right, that are sort of vertical, but they also go like out, and it spins you around really fast. It's a lot of fun. It can make you a little bit dizzy, I'd say, but that's definitely a really fun ride. And it feels really safe too. The harness is like really well secured, and it just kind of it's interesting. Like, kind of uses like an air pressure system where it'll kind of change, like it'll fit many different sizes of people, I would say. Yeah, if that makes sense. But it's definitely one of my favorites since they've added it there. Another one I can recommend is Breakdance. That one's been around at Playland for a while, and it's sort of like an octopus ride where you have like multiple arms and like little, sort of like a mini taxi. It's like, at least the paint job looks like a taxi, and like there's like these little carts at the end, and they all kind of spin around, and basically, so the whole, it's hard to describe how it works. The whole thing spins around, and also these little cup things are spinning at the same time. and it's a pretty fun ride. I would say it's definitely one I've gone on a lot there. I used to go on that one more, like when I was a kid, because I was kind of scared to go on some of the bigger rides. And yeah, it's a blast. They blast the music pretty loud. Yeah, it's a good time. Definitely recommend that one. It's also it's a newer-ish ride compared to some of the older ones. Another one that I went on that I hadn't been on before is called Hell's Gate, and basically, so you sit in this like long row of seats, right? And it just can kind of go up and down, but also like it can like spin. So it's like there's kind of like two very long ends of the arm, and it'll just kind of like, you'll start at the bottom and it goes up, and then like it'll like drop back down, but it'll like spin the seats at the same time. And personally, for me, I have a hard time recommending that ride. At least for me, it made my neck like pretty sore being on that. And there was a couple times during the ride where I almost like whacked my head against like there's like a harness that holds you down, because like you're going like upside down and stuff, like getting thrown all over the place. Like you definitely need it. But like I had to like hold my neck up to try to like avoid it whacking that, and then like it just made my neck like really sore. So for me personally, I won't be going on that one again. If you haven't been on it before, you know, it's definitely good to go on at least one time, I would say, to figure out whether or not you like it. But for me, it's a pass. If there's rides at the PNE that you guys enjoyed that I didn't mention, feel free to mention them in the comments below and talk about what's your favorite part of going on that ride. Yeah, anyways, I hope this gives you a good idea of rides you can try to prioritize going on. Let's say if you're going there during a busier time and you might not have time to hit all the rides. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm excited to keep on making videos for you guys. I want to make more content and really make this channel something special. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. If you liked it, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, I'll catch you guys later, okay? Alright, Sharp Steels. Oh my god, I'm so used to saying that. It's Johnny Tech now. Johnny Tech, signing out.